See what happens. See where it goes. See where the flow takes us. We got a little red cup.
Yeah, with our water.
It's water.
Stay hydrated.
Cheers. It's only
Cheers,
water.
guys. If you guys are drinking water, cheers.
All right, man. Let's get it started. First and foremost, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you.
Of course, man.
I know in the DJ journey, it's something that's fresh to you. I feel like you're someone who hit the floor running. You're just like, hey, I want to do this, and you went from 0 to 100 in no time. So I want to hear what that experience was for you.
Really, it's just, I always liked music. Ever since I was a kid, I had guitar lessons, stuff like that. I made rap songs, stuff. I listened to all music. People would make fun of me, like, you can't listen to rap and country. Like, you have to just like one. And I just always thought that was nonsense. But there was cliques like that. And as I got older, obviously my parents didn't have the money to get me a whole equipment and stuff, all that good stuff. So I never really started or did anything. And then my nephew had his 18th birthday party, and he's like, "Yo, we're about to spend like $700 on a DJ. What do you need to DJ for us? And then you can just keep the stuff." So that was a year ago, basically now a year ago. And,
For real, bro?
Yeah, and then I just told him, all right, well, I need like the basic laptop, and this controller basically does anything the CDJ does. So they bought it for me, gave me a week to prepare, and I DJ'd their whole party. And then about a month later, I think I met you guys, and you had texted me like, "Hey, do you DJ?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, I know how to beat match, and I have good song selection because I always listen to everything, right?" And so I just said yes, right? And then I just made sure I was ready. So I practiced. I would practice 2 hours a day for like the first, 4 or 5 months. I was practicing 2 hours a day. No gigs, so like there was really nothing else to do. And I had the motivation to do it, so I just kept practicing. It kept getting tighter, and then you remember you ended up helping me with some lessons. Pointing me in the right way so I don't get stuck learning the wrong stuff.
Yeah, man.
So,
I gotta be honest with you though. That's I didn't know that part of the story.
No?
I've heard your story before, but I didn't know the whole. Hey, we're gonna have a party, and I'd rather just invest in you. Like that's big shout. What's your cousin's name, man? Big shout
my
out
nephew
to
Adrian,
your nephew.
and then his dad, Edward, his mom Susanna, my sister. Obviously, I went into it thinking, they're gonna keep it. They throw a lot of parties, and they'll just have somebody else DJ with their equipment that they had. They already have 2 PAs, so like they already have the music, the sound, So I, assumingly was gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
And then once my brother-in-law Edward gave it to me, he was like, "Hey, this is for you to keep. You know that, right?" And I was like, "Are you serious? Are you sure though?" He's like, "No, yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna I want to help you. I want to help you." And yeah, it was a big help, and honestly, didn't really have nothing going for me, so it got me out of it. And now I DJ, most of the month, and then I do a little bit door dashing on the side to make up for it. But luckily, I've been able to kind of supplement less door dashing to do more DJing, which is way more funny.
Hey, no, 100%, man. But I gotta go back to that story once again. Big shout out to your family because that's such a blessing. So many DJs. They have to like have that little bit of a struggle to buy equipment and just putting
Saving
stuff on your
up.
credit card, saving up. And this was like, as you know, I'm very spiritual. Like, but this was just like God's way of like, hey, Eddie, you got to be a DJ, man. Like,
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like there can't be more of a sign than that.
Yeah, the craziest thing is it came in like a time of my life that was really hectic, and you could consider it rock bottom for me. Like, I really lost everything I had, so I was starting from scratch, and it was nice for them to believe in me. It gave me something to look forward to. Gave me, something to look forward to, so I could push through like the dark days and stuff.
Fair enough, man, and that's the beauty about music, right? I think music kind of has that effect on a lot of people, but not a lot of people get to turn music into a career.
Right.
And you're talking about like, hey, like music helped me get through some tough stuff. I think a lot of people say that. I think there's tons of people. I mean, I know I've gone through a few breakups. I've gone through a few, moments in my life where life's been tough, and there's like certain music, certain genres, certain like songs. I mean, there's some songs on repeat.
Yes, yes.
That's like, oh, I that got me through that hard time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a completely different step to be able to say it got me through a hard time, and I get to do what I love for
Yes.
work.
Yes.
And let me ask you this: like, since you started DJing, this is an experience that I have, and I'm sure a lot of DJs share this experience. But I always feel like I'm not working. It always feels like, oh, like I'm there having fun. How do you kind of so being new to the game, or not new? You've been at it for a while, but being fresh to the game.
Yeah.
How do you resonate with that? How do you handle that feeling of like, what am like I'm charging you money, I'm getting paid to do something, but I'm not. I don't feel like I'm working.
Yes, yes. I always think that too. Like, I'll be charging. I get a couple gigs here at bars in Pomona and stuff, and I'm always thinking like, yeah, I'll do it for that much. Cause like I damn near would do it for free. Damn near would do it for free if I didn't have to be on time. That's one thing. That's the one thing that still it feels like work. You gotta be on time.
You got set up.
You gotta set up. The nice thing about setup is like if you're faster, you could be a little bit later. But yeah, like it's a nice little buffer for me because I'm not really good at being on time. I have to like push myself, and when I'm on time, it's like whew, I'm like super proud of myself and stuff. But yeah, that part of does feel like work. But then the other parts where I'm just having a blast playing the music. If I'm playing the music that I want and the client trusts me and I'm just having a blast jamming, it's not work at all. Even on the last hour, if I've been at it for 5 hours, I'll get that little bit of where I feel kind of getting tired. But then you get one whoa from the crowd and you just drank a Red Bull in like 2 seconds and you're like wide awake for the rest of the night. And it just I don't know. I'll be exhausted. I do a great set, and it's just like I'm up all night.
No, I get that, man. I feel like the crowd gives you energy. I feel like if you have a good crowd, like you get so much more into it, and it keeps you awake as opposed to DJing to no one can sometimes be mundane. I mean, you could practice and have fun with it yourself, but it does feel there's a sense of like I don't want to call it boredom. I don't think it's boredom, but just that energy from the crowd really like does something for you.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Like, were you ever into video games and stuff?
Not so much.
Not so much. Well, when I was a kid, me and my brothers, that's all we freaking did. We played video games. And as soon as we did something cool, we would go, oh, and we would look at our brothers or our cousins watching, and them watching it made it cool. When you would play by yourself, you would have that moment still. You would still do something cool. You would, oh, and you look around, and it's just no one there to reiterate the energy back to you. So
That's
I
fair.
think that's exactly the same with the crowd. Like even in the little whoa, or they sing a little bit of the part, it just makes you it's like wow, cool. I played that song. I pushed play on that song, but they like it, and it's really cool.
Have you seen that TikTok? I'm sure it's on Instagram too, but it's a DJ that's saying like, oh, I just push buttons because there's a lot of people say I just push buttons, and then he's just playing the buttons, and then like
It's all
train wrecking. The beat's not matching. It sounds like crap. What would you say to those people that say like DJs just push buttons?
I mean, I kind of like back to saying like we're having fun, and I feel like it's not like it's a job, but I feel like it's not work. So them saying it's just pushing buttons and having fun, I'm kind of like it kind of is. You just have to know when to push it on the right time, and it doesn't only work. It doesn't work on any songs. Like I had a cousin come over one time. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm learning to DJ." This is years before, maybe 5 years, 6 years. And he was DJing. I just remember thinking, "Wow, that was a train wreck." The whole time, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't know anything about the softwares. I didn't know anything about that. And then when I got into it, I was like, "Why didn't he understand this? Like, this is step one. Like, it has to be the same speed." And I feel like it feels easy for me, just like some things feel easy for other people. Mathematicians, geniuses, they're really good at certain things. I feel like how easy it feels, it does kind of feel like pushing buttons, but I don't think it's that easy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, that's fair enough, and I think another thing that people don't realize, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of preparation, right? You have to prepare the music. You have to make sure music matches. You know how much time do you spend prepping music before a set, or just in general? Like how much time have you spent even collecting music?
Oh yeah, collecting music. You know, it's nice. I've had big friends, DJ friends who've shared their music with me, shared their library with me. So I was able to get a lot of music. But there's a lot of music, obviously, that I want personally. It's really hard. You gotta find it. You gotta buy it, most likely. But sometimes your friends can have it. And what was the question now? Like, about how much. Oh,
Yeah.
how much prepare? So after that, after getting the song, that's not the end of it. So you're gonna have to. You could do this on the fly, which is what most people do once you get used to knowing the song structure and stuff. But you kind of want to get in there and put your cue points where the one comes in, where the beat comes in, and everybody's gonna know it, and they're gonna have a good time. And then where you kind of want to transition it out before the outro, if that's what you want to do. And that alone, you gotta load it up. You gotta listen to the song. You gotta put the cue point. Then you gotta find the ending. You gotta put that cue point. That's already like a minute. And now we have like 9,000 songs. So that's already 9,000 minutes. And that's if you do it in a minute and you don't change your mind. So that's how much time it takes to prep. It's hours, hours, hours. And then you could always go back and prep better. And
Yeah, 100%. You know, even one song could have three different pieces of where you want to play it, where you could come in, come out of it. That like there's so much prep time that goes into just even one song, and I feel like I like that TikTok. I like that video because it kind of shows.
Yeah, it's not just.
You're not just pushing buttons,
Yeah.
and anybody that says that, they really don't know what they're talking about. I remember a cousin, when I was first gonna become a DJ, I had my setup kind of like this, just laid out, and he came up to me. He's like, I could do what you do, like this. There's nothing hard about this.
Okay.
And he like tried it, and he couldn't even beat match, and it was just like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, there's so much more to this, than than just pressing buttons. So, yeah.
Yeah. That approach is very aggressive or condescending, because when someone says, "Hey, that looks kind of easy. You think I could do it?" Or "That looks hard. You think I could do it?" I always say, "No, you could do it. You could do it. I could teach you. I could teach you right now. Like, just watch me, pay attention. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm beat matching. I'm swapping the lows from this song to this song. Then I'm slowly swapping them back, and then fading it out.
Right.
Now you got a little transition. It's easy in that sense. But it's nice to know when somebody thinks, "Oh, that looks hard," and you're like, "It's not as hard as you think. And if you really want to do it, you can do it."
Yeah.
There's that. You You gotta have to want to do it because you're not gonna just learn the first try. And even now, I'll pick a song and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Now I have to go back and like find something else. And,
I'd like to compare it to riding a bicycle. I feel like anybody could ride a bicycle. I'm teaching my son how to ride a bicycle,
sure. Yeah.
and he's starting with the training wheels, and then you take the training wheels out, and then as he learns that, he's gonna learn that step, but that's as far as anybody goes.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
The next step for professionals on riding a bicycle is maybe doing the mountain hikes with the bicycles.
Oh, right.
Maybe doing the flips,
Like a pop a
Papa wheelie,
bunny hops, stompies.
that takes
all
a professional level, right? Like you have to get to that next level, and you gotta want to practice. You gotta want to do it.
Yes.
But anybody could ride a bicycle.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
But I'm not gonna go up to I don't even know any famous bicycle riders or cyclists.
There's a guy named Seth.
Okay, I'm not gonna go up to Seth and say, "Hey, man, I know how to do what you do."
Yeah.
It's easy.
He's been riding BMX since he was like 12. He's been doing and now he does mountain bikes and like
training
jumping, and he's not even the best. He's just on it. He's doing it. He's done it all his life, and I like him because he's short and he can still do all the jumps.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I ended up getting a bike because of him. Shout out.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna go up to him and tell him, "Hey, I know how to do that," and no, it took years of training. Same thing with DJing. It's like, oh, it does seem like you're just pushing buttons, but that's just not true. There's years and years of training. I've been at it for 17 years. And I still feel like there's so much more to learn. There's so much more to do.
That's the thing. Yeah.
You know, like I said, it's just the beginning, you know. And I'm gonna switch topics a little bit. I want to talk about something that I feel we kind of came into this little podcast. We came into doing it, but I want to know how you feel about it. How do you feel about water, water at alcohol at gigs? How do you feel about that?
Well, obviously you don't want to look inebriated or like you're not in control. Obviously, if you have a problem with it, you probably should just stay away from it if you can't like have one or two. But honestly, if you can have one or two and the venue is not mad about it or your client, I think that's fine. And it comes down to if they could tell you did something wrong. If they could tell that you're a little bit too happy or you're slurring a little bit, maybe not too happy, but the slurring part, a little bit falling left and right, I think that's where it becomes an issue. It's just kind of like anything. You eat too much McDonald's, that becomes an issue. But if you have McDonald's once in a minute, it's not a big deal.
The reason I asked that question is because I feel that alcohol is a big helping factor for DJs. And this is something that I've learned, maybe in the past 10 years, where like I feel like alcohol kind of gives you a vibe.
Sure.
It helps you connect with people, and it helps you like, it loosens you up. It even helps you kind of just have your hands more relaxed and makes better.
Yes. Boost your confidence.
But yes, 100%. But now that I'm getting older, I just turned 40. I turned 40 this year. Now I feel this lack of productivity the days after a gig. The days after I drink, I feel this lack of productivity. I just feel like so how can I put it? Tired? Yeah. That's the best way to put it. Tired. And I kind of just want to stop, drinking alcohol altogether. I feel like it's just not the move. But it's a little bit of a controversy in my head, a little back and forth.
Sure.
Because at a gig, it's like, you're vibing with people,
Yeah. It's a party.
It's a party.
It's a freaking party, yeah.
It's a party.
Yeah. I think, fortunately for me, or unfortunately, depending how you look at it, my parents had an issue with drinking. So they got sober, now they're sober, so that kind of taught me how dangerous it could be and how you don't want to be. Like, they showed me all the 30 beers in one night, 40 beers one night, 60 beers one night, every night, Friday, Saturday, But he also showed me he went to work. He would do that.
Oh, your dad was one of those. He was is this your dad?
Yeah. He was right to work.
Excuse me, I hope I don't insult your dad, but he was a functioning alcoholic. Is that?
Yeah, he was pretty functioning as hell. Yeah. As soon as, cause like he did construction, so like we would do the framing and stuff. I say we because I worked with him for a couple years, but obviously this was before. As soon as the foreman would leave, because they only worked till 5, they're hourly, but we're piecework, so we would stay until nightfall basically. So if we finish the house, we get paid for the house today. If we finish it tomorrow, we don't get paid more tomorrow. It just took us 2 days instead. So we would stay there. As soon as he left, he's like, "Okay, Eddie, take off. Go get us a 30-pack, and I'll come back." And they would just all start drinking.
How old were you at that point?
I was like 22, 23 at that time. But it showed me. My dad wasn't drinking no more at the time, but he was still working with. We were still working with everybody that he worked with before. Yeah. So they would do that, and they would all drink, and my dad would just be there with his little Coke.
I used to do work for a roofing company, and the guys at the end of their shift would drink, like a 24-pack of beer, like 100%. One person 24-pack, and they would wake up and be at work at 5 a.m. the next day.
Yep.
Is that a thing with Mexicans? Is that a gene in Hispanic people?
I think it's just that work ethic, which is bringing you back to the point where you do feel tired, and like how I see it is, especially when I have to do something in the morning or something, but I really want to go to a show or I have a gig, I just say you're gonna be tired, but you still have to do what you gotta do. So I still get up, I still do what I gotta do. I'm just tired.
Yeah, no, fair enough, man. And you're how old?
30.
Oh, wait till you hit 40, bro.
32, wait. Yeah, 32. Shit.
Wait,
No one's asked me since I turned 30, so.
wait till you hit 40, man. That changes.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's the number, okay.
Yeah, no, that changes. Yeah, you just start. It takes longer to recuperate. I guess that's the.
Sure.
I've really cut down my drinking. Like I don't do it as much. I'll have one or two, but that's about it because I gotta be productive the next day. And then I have big goals.
Yeah.
I have big goals, and I just don't want. I don't want to lose a day, if that makes sense.
Yeah, honestly, there's been times I went a little bit overboard. Luckily, it's towards the end of the gig. It's fine. I still did great. No issues. But yeah, I like to count my drinks too. If I'm gonna be at a gig for 5 hours, I will have three tops, maybe four, depending how close that last hour is. If I still have like an hour and a half, I might have that fourth drink. But it's usually just a drink an hour. The first one, I chug it. So you can get the feeling. You start. Boom, boom, boom. The next hour, you drink another one. It just kind of keeps you there. The next hour, you drink another one. It keeps you there. And then that last one, if you're feeling for it, you usually are. You usually want another one. But you got to time it. If it's like 30 minutes before your set's over, why?
You gotta have that willpower. You gotta have that willpower.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know I can drink these many, and that's it. That's about as much as I'm gonna drink. Mm-hmm. So I totally feel you on that. All right, another question. How do you feel about like the concept of DJing as a career? And the reason I'm asking this is because DJs, some of them go to school, right? They go to school, they get their career maybe in sound production, et cetera, et cetera. But do you feel DJing is a career, or do you feel it's a hobby?
Well, I'll tell you what. A lot of people treat it like a hobby, so when you treat it like a career, it's really easy to surpass them or outwork them. So, it could be both.
Say that again, bro.
Dude, that's a fucking bar.
That's a shirt.
That's a fucking bar.
That's a shirt.
Thank you,
bro.
Yeah.
Say that again.
So, it could be a hobby or a career, depending on how you treat it. But if you treat it like a career, you're gonna pass a lot of people that treat it like a hobby really fast because you're gonna just outwork them.
You're gonna outwork them.
I've seen people who I consider better than me, and like doing it longer than me, and they'll be complimenting me, or like, I guess complimenting me. They'll be complimenting me, telling me like, "Dude, you're an inspiration. I can't believe you're doing that. That's crazy. I look up to you." I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, why? I'm just me. I told you what I did,
Yeah, because you feel like you already outworked those individuals.
I didn't feel like that. They kind of just told me I did. Like, I never feel like I'm not working anybody. I'm not.
I was about to throw hands, bro. I was about to,
yeah.
like, hey, man.
No, like, see, I don't try. I just worry about me. Am I outworking myself from last week or yesterday?
Yeah.
But when they told me that made me realize, okay, I do have something that other people don't. And I would tell them, yeah, I've been practicing. I practiced this set, like right before a show, talking to somebody else who's going to be on this set. I practiced this set. I was like all week, 10 hours at least, on this 1 hour set. And they'll be like, dang, I didn't practice at all. I went from my last show to this show, and it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And they're just like, yes, they're very good. They have a good set, and they're probably going to do all right, but they didn't put in that work that I put in. But also, they have day jobs.
Bro.
A lot of people I know have day jobs. Luckily, I'm able to basically have work your own time, day job, and then I can just practice all the time. And I work from home. I literally wait for DoorDash at home. So, like, I'll have my stuff plugged in. I'll just come mess around. I'll get an order. Go pick it up. But, yeah, it's... I'm also living with my dad, so he doesn't charge me that much crazy rent. So that's also helped me focused on this. And he's super supportive and stuff. Sometimes he'll be like, yo, where are you at? And I'm at a gig. So I send him a picture, and he's like, tú puedes. You can, you can do it. You can do it. I'm proud of you. Or, like, keep trying, So he's backing me up. Obviously, I want to be able to make more money so I can help him out more,
Yeah. But I like what you said, man. And it's funny because I feel that way, some of the people that some of the people that we've encountered in this life, in this DJ life. You know, it's a little bit. I'm always asking them, like, if they're falling behind, I'm always asking them, like, what do you want to do with this? Like, hey, like, what's the level you want to get to? Like, you want to get to Dioro? Do you want to get to, Tiesto? Like, what's the level you want to get to? And why have you stopped? You know, and even the people that have jobs, it's like, dude, like, okay, you have a job, like, cool, like, so okay, then do your job. Go and focus on your job if your job is more important. But if your job is not more important and you want this to be more important, then you better be putting in the work, man. You better be putting in the work. If you're not putting in the work, then that job that you're prioritizing, because they're prioritizing it, that job is gonna become your
Comfortable square.
your comfortable, your career, your
Sure.
whatever, like that's gonna be your I don't know, that's gonna be what defines you, I guess.
Sure.
You know, and then for those people, I feel like then this becomes a hobby.
Yeah, and that's
You
where
know.
they get at work. That's what I was trying to say. But also, like, I'm also lucky that it doesn't. I have so little,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like, me not going to work one extra day, I'm not gonna lose anything crazy. The only thing I could probably lose is my car or my life, right? And if my house, if it catches on fire or something crazy, God forbid. Please no. But it's a little easier for me to go all in on something because I really have nothing to lose. Like, not nothing to lose, but like I lost everything and I'm not scared to start again. Like, it's nothing. When it first happens, you lose all your crap, you lose your wife, you lose your girlfriend, you lose your boyfriend, or whatever. You're gonna feel like shit. But then you start again and you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. And you're kind of not afraid of just messing up again and then starting over. And like this, if this doesn't work out, yes, I do have a backup plan, but that backup plan doesn't exist unless this fails.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna quit. So like it only it only fails when you quit. If you're like, oh, I didn't make it, it's like, yeah, but you stopped. You could have made it at 70.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been a touring artist at 70. You don't know. Like you could do it. Like you stopped, so you lost. So that's kind of what I try to keep in my head. Obviously, you get your doubts, and you go like, man, should I keep doing this? Should I just go to school? Should I just find something comfortable? But honestly, school is still gonna be there in 5, 10 years, and I could always, pivot.
So is this a DJ podcast or a therapy podcast? Because this just became a whole live talk, man.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little bit deep.
Nah,
bit deep.
you went deeper, and I think it's important. It's funny. I think it's important for people to hear that, and it's kind of like those. I'm sure you've seen them on TikTok, like those clips of Kobe, like where he's just giving people like. I kind of just compared you to Kobe.
Oh no, Kobe. Yeah, that's a freaking compliment.
But you listen to them and you're like, it gets me thinking.
Oh yeah.
It gets when he's like, oh, I was at the gym, and the guys weren't there, and I was there for because and he did the math on how many more hours he would be per year, how much better he would be, and I was like, bro, like, oh my god, like that's gold.
Yeah, I think
Those
he
are-
had
that's gold.
there's a story out there of him. I think it was maybe Paul Gasol or somebody. They were gonna come. They're like, I'm gonna go early. I'm gonna beat Kobe, and he had already been there for like 2 or 3 hours
Right.
by the time he showed up. He's like, what? It was like 5 in the morning. He's like, what? You've been here since 3 or something? Like, it was crazy. So,
And Kobe said something along the lines of, "I did that on purpose because I knew you were trying to test me or something."
Oh
like, right?
yeah. He probably did. He knew it was happening.
For sure, man. So tell me, all right. So you got the FX4,
Yeah, the
Flex 4.
FX4.
You're on Record Box,
Record box, yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
you haven't tried Serato.
I've tried it a little bit. It's been a little bit easier to record stuff off of Serato.
Okay.
But really, I've just used it for recording like mashups and stuff. Because it's easier than doing it on Record Box.
Okay.
I feel. But other than that, it's all been Record Box. All Record Box. Although I feel like I could easily learn Serato in an hour or something, just as well as I know Record Box.
Have you learned how to use USBs?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yep. That happened like couple months in, people made fun of me for asking, "Can I bring my laptop?" So I was like, "Okay, I see you. You're not gonna even tell me how to do the USB, but that's fine. I'll learn." So I learned. Actually, you helped me, I think.
Wait.
You
So
told me once. You told me once, and then I looked into it more.
yeah.
And try to remember what you said, and then yeah. And then I think at one point you even asked me like, "Oh, you played on a CDJ with the USB?" I was like, "Yeah." And you're like, "You know how to do USB?" I'm like, "Yeah, you told me, and I just did it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So out of like not wanting to, not that you were made fun of, but the sense of like, oh, you think I don't know how to do something, so I'm gonna do it. That's kind of like what inspired you to like.
Yeah. Like, I kind of don't like when people criticize you and don't give you a solution.
Okay.
So like, you could be like, "Oh yeah, they're bringing a laptop is so ghetto," but like me being new, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
How would I know? Like, no one explained it to me. No one said, you can put all your music on USB. It's way easier. It'll make you look more professional, and you won't have to ask the promoter, "Hey, can I bring my board or my laptop?" And it won't make you look bad. But I didn't know. Luckily, the first few shows that I did, I just booked myself. I threw my own shows.
Yeah.
So I was just answering to myself. And then other people would ask me, "Hey, can I bring my laptop and my own controller?" And I would say yes, because I understood where they were coming from. So I would let them throw down a set with their controller. And yes, it would be a little bit of delay, and I would have to make room for it inside the set times. So,
It's a pain. It's actually a pain for having switch controllers, or plug in, or having to, I don't know, get a song from Spotify and play it while
while we're doing something.
whatever's happening. It's a pain. I think being versatile is such an important thing in the DJ world. Like, hey, let me learn how to use Rekordbox. Let me learn how to use Serato. Let me learn how to be on USBs. At least At least you have that little. You have it in your pocket. You have that bit of knowledge that you can take with you wherever you go, and then you could have your preference. I love Serato.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard Serato fan. I don't like Rekordbox. I don't like USBs.
Yeah,
but I know how to use them. Yeah. I know how to use Rekordbox. Just in case, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Like, you should have just that want to be more versatile. That's really what I would call it.
And it boosts your confidence. Like, just learning. I learned on, I think it was a CDJ 2000. I learned that it only has 3 hot cues that come up. So me coming in with like 9. And having to do a whole set without my hot cues, that made me just learn. And now guess how many hot cues I have? 3. 3 hot cues, all my songs. Make sure when I come out of the USB, it's just ready to go. I don't have to worry about. I just put the songs onto the set list, export, ready to go, with the hot cues already on there. But yeah, you just have to do it. And once you realize every board has the same buttons, it's just in a different spot, you could go up there and you could find what buttons you're going to need for that set, and then you're good to go, really. Every board's the same.
Back in the day, I want to say like maybe 5 years ago,
It wasn't.
It was, if you didn't know how to use turntables, you could bring your laptop, you had Serato, and you didn't know how to use turntables because all the clubs had turntables. Maybe not the EDM clubs, but at least all the hip-hop clubs or Latin clubs had turntables, and if people brought their controller and I was like, "Oh, let me plug in my controller," it was looked at as like, why don't you just know how to use turntables? You should know how to use turntables, and you should be able to plug into turntables. Yeah. And before that, before Serato got real big, it was CDs. You would put in CDs. Sure. And Serato, when it first started coming out, it was good. It was always good, but it just had a little bit of a lag. So you kind of just wanted to play on your CDs.
Oh, okay.
You didn't want to play on Serato because remember, like, laptops were slower,
Sure, yeah.
So sure enough, you just had to know how to use CDs. So it's funny because it keeps changing, but I always feel like at the same time, it's like your talent's your talent. Whatever you're talented on, do that. Do what you're talented on. And it's okay to ask hey, I want to plug in my laptop. I think that's perfectly fine, especially if you're making it and you're kind of gaining fame with what you're doing, and that's the tool that you need to do that thing. Why not? Do your thing. Like DJ Snake still uses Serato, and he'll go to EDC and he'll ask for a laptop. And I think one time at Coachella, DJ Snake had turntables.
Damn.
Like, bro, like if you get big enough, you do what you want.
Yeah, it's in your green room goodie bag or whatever you want to call it. What do they call them? I forget what they're called. I'm not famous yet.
Oh, you're writer. You're writer.
Your riders.
Yeah, it's called writer. Yeah. Well, okay. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. What 5 years from now, you're a touring DJ.
Oh no.
You're big enough to have a rider. What is the one thing that's gonna be on your rider that you must have? Like
Tums and a Nas. Tums and a Nas, energy drinks, stuff like that. Maybe a tequila.
All right,
just
all
to get
right.
it started. That's about it.
Tequila, all right.
Depends if I'm hungry. Sandwiches, pizza, stuff like that.
Hey, it started with 2 things and now it's expanding. It's getting bigger. The list is getting bigger.
Yeah, you gotta think about food and drink, Then the Tums. Telling you, the Tums, super important. You don't want to be on stage with your stomach,
No, I feel
like
you.
shit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you had to pick a food that was gonna go on your rider, what's the one ultimate food item that would be on that rider?
One ultimate food rider.
Can't go wrong with it. This is your
Yeah, I guess like a burger and fries.
burger and fries. Yeah, old American style, just burger and fries.
Yeah, I feel like
In-N-Out or Five Guys.
Oh, In-N-Out.
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out. Yeah,
Big fan of In-N-out?
I want the animal style fries. That's why.
Oh.
I really like those.
In-N-Out or what's that other place called? It's
Whataburger?
No. It's pretty new. It's from the East Coast. It came over. I go there all the time. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name.
Bad marketing, man. You never forget McDonald's.
Yeah, I can't remember the name. All right, whatever. I guess if I think of it, I'll
probably pick In-N-Out because I probably haven't had that.
Yeah. Is In-N-Out your all-time favorite? That's the spot.
I feel like it's the better spots. Recently they've gotten a little bit worse, but yeah, I liked In-N-Out. In-N-Out, Carl's Jr. Probably my favorite.
Oh, Carl's Jr. That's a good one, man. I love Carl's Jr. I feel Carl's Jr. I love Five Guys. I love Five Guys way more than I love In-N-Out. But I don't like Five Guys for how pricey they are. They're stupid expensive.
Really?
Yeah, and this new place.
Not about the same as In-N-Out?
Nah, bro, no. In-N-Out is cheap. In my opinion, it's like
it's pretty cheap.
Extremely
It used
affordable.
to be cheaper.
Oh, did it used to be cheaper?
Oh, 100%. You could get like a double fries and a drink for like $7.50, $7.80. It was like nothing.
Yeah, I mean, inflation hit them too then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh
It's
my
still
god.
Not that bad.
It's over there. I'm still thinking of what the name of that place is. Name other burger spots that.
You'll get it. Jack in the Box. Let's see. Oh, see, that's it. Jack in the Box, Carl's Jr. Sometimes McDonald's. I think they feed people kids, so I've been trying not to go no more.
Wait, what?
It's too deep for this.
No. What?
It's too deep for this. I'm pretty sure McDonald's feeds everybody kids. It's in their meat, but
kids? Like they cut up kids? Like people?
Maybe
kids
not
die?
every single one.
Shake Shack?
Shake Shack. Thank you. Yep. Have you tried Shake Shack?
Shake Shack. No, I have not.
Oh,
It sounds
bro.
delicious,
Oh
though,
my
Shake
goodness.
Shack.
You have to try Shake Shack. Try their guacamole burger. Oh, here it is.
Okay.
The best.
Is it nearby here?
Yeah, there's one in Downey. There's one in Brea. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay,
it wasn't the
I'll check
East
it out.
Coast, and it just came.
They're
over.
gonna
I can't
take
believe I
over
couldn't
my
think of
city.
that name. It's funny.
Damn.
Shake Shack. Yeah, I give it a try, but
I'll try. I'm pretty sure they don't have kids. So.
I don't want to get sued by McDonald's. So I'm not gonna get into that topic. But that is that is crazy, bro.
Oh, not Joe Rogan, doggy.
Still, man. Hey, that's quite a controversial.
Dude, I'm not even okay. I'll tell you later.
For sure. Yeah. Cool, man. So yeah, let's see what other questions do I have for you. Oh yeah. Okay. So since we talked about alcohol a little bit earlier, what's your preference when you are drinking on the job, what is your preference?
Well, usually it's an adios, an AMF, mostly because it's less liquid, more alcohol.
Am I wrong, or have people hyped that up to be like, hey, that'll mess you up real good, but it really doesn't?
It depends at the bar you go to. If,
Okay.
The real AMF has 2.5 shots a drink.
Okay.
So like it has like an ounce of this, an ounce of that, like, and it has like 4 or 5 liqueurs in it, and each one's like an ounce or so.
Okay.
So it comes out to like a big shot, maybe a double shot.
Every time I have it, nothing. I mean, obviously I feel the buzz or whatever, but like, just not how people hype it up to be. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, oh, and adios. It means goodbye. Like,
Yeah.
it means like, hey.
Goodbye, senor.
So when I tried it for the first time, I was like, oh, I really thought it was gonna mess me up. I was gonna end up like,
On the spot.
you know,
Yeah.
gone on the floor.
The thing is, there's 2 ways it could be dangerous. If they make it, like on the lighter side, where it's like maybe a shot and a half, maybe instead, it just tastes really good. So you can just chug it. Right?
Oh, is that what the
And
problem is?
then you can get another one and chug it. But
So the problem lies in not being able to taste the alcohol.
yes,
You kind of like hit it and
Kinda
like, oh,
drink it,
this just tastes good.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like at the bars where I get drink tickets and stuff. I mean, they don't give me drink tickets. The bar backs know me, so like they'll be like, "You want it strong?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they'll just like they'll put like a little splash of soda in it at the end. And I'm just like, you know, but
Okay.
I appreciate it because then I don't have to drink more to get the same buzz, and then obviously less bathroom breaks because I'm on stage.
You just had the one drink, and
Yeah,
that's all you need.
Yeah. And then usually I'll grab like a Modelo or 2 after.
Oh, for sure.
To
Okay.
finish it off. Yeah.
What's your strategy for bathroom breaks?
Yeah, I have a couple songs that are a little bit longer, and then I have a couple like 10-minute sets that are already like preset.
Oh,
Just
okay.
hit play, but usually it takes me 2-3 minutes unless there's like a busy bathroom. But it's usually fast. A lot of places have like their private bathrooms, so you put in a code, you get in there if the other one's like too full.
Okay.
But yeah, that's usually what I do. I try to do it at convenient times, obviously, or I just put like a really long song. If I put like a 6-minute song and rush over there, come back at 3 minutes, and then transition out, it's usually fine. No one really notices. And then yeah, I do have a couple sets. So I come bathroom break, so I just put bathroom break, and then whatever fits.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So you do just hit play in those.
Yeah. I hit play. Yeah, and it's usually 3 to 4 songs in that 10 minutes or something.
For sure.
And then yeah. Obviously, I have one that I'm like, okay, if that one's playing, you have to run back, you know. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, I try not to take bathroom breaks. A lot of times, I've had to go to the bathroom for 3 hours, and I just waited there. And then
Okay.
at the end, then we just move.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That it's a struggle. I've been there.
Yeah, and
For
it's
sure.
crazy. Like I'll be at home, I'm like, I can't hold it, but then I'll be on at a gig, and I can just hold it. You know, like I'm also like dancing around and stuff, but like doing the P dance. But yeah, I could just hold it. You know.
I feel you. All right. So 5 years from now, once again, you're a touring DJ. We talked about your writer, but now I want to know, you're a touring DJ. What genre of music are you touring with?
See, that's the thing. I'm just starting out, trying to figure out what sound I like, and definitely leaning towards speed house and techno or hard techno and hard style, stuff like that. I do like the energy that brings, and I like that I could bring in some pop with it, to make it more pliable for like people coming in new to the scene, you know. So yeah, I would like to do probably techno or speed house, but I don't want to like tie myself down. Honestly, like I kind of want to just do whatever I want, and
So,
if
open
I
format.
if I make a cool, house song, I'll release it. You know,
Open format in the EDM genre, or open format
Sure.
as a whole?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, my main focus would be EDM, but like I said, I used to rap and stuff like that, so that like hip hop and stuff like that isn't out of the question. But it's just probably not what I'm gonna be able to tour with, unless I make like a million songs,
Yeah.
with my own voice and stuff.
You,
But I
you
could
used to
help.
rap. You.
Yeah. Like I recorded a whole song on like my PlayStation 2 with like a headphone because it picked up my voice. So,
Mm,
and then I would make it loud enough so I'm like certain like space away from the speaker, so my voice isn't overpowering, but you can still hear the beat. Like,
Mhm.
it was really cool. Yeah, yeah. So we would do that.
You still have that song? That
Um,
that's pretty
I
cool.
don't. It's somewhere, although I don't know exactly where. But I do have the song somewhere. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to know the lyrics still and all that stuff. So it's really cool. My older brother was a rapper. He did a couple bar shows and stuff when he was younger. And yeah, so I was just looking up to that, and then made my own. You know, in my room, you could hear the sirens passing by in the back, and it kind of like worked. It worked, and it was cool. And one time I went over to my friend's house. I had let him borrow my PS2 or something, and his little brothers were just singing my song, and I'm like, "What the heck?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we play it all the time. It's on the PlayStation." I'm
For
like,
real?
Really? Yeah, they were just
Dude.
singing. They're like, "It's so cool." And I'm like, it was really cool. You know, they were little. They're like 9, 10. But
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. I was like, "What the heck?" And they're like, "Yeah, we like every time we turn it on, we play that song. It's like the only song we have." Yeah,
That's
So
cool,
really
man.
cool, yeah.
Hey, if you find that song, you should release it somehow.
I know, right?
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'll have to re-record it maybe.
So, but open format, that's cool, man. So you just kind of like all kinds of music, and you would want to tour with all kinds of music. You don't want to be, bogged down to like just one.
Sure. Yeah, I do want to like focus. Say I would focus. My main interest maybe techno, but then I don't want to be like I'm lonely. I can only do techno. That kind of like claustrophobic to the mind, I guess. It's just like why though? Why can't I?
Yeah, fair enough.
Obviously, it's probably not the best strategy, but I feel like it would help with my well-being and
Sure, yeah.
keeping it fun.
That's fair. No, that's totally fair, man. And so what do you have for us today? What are you playing?
I got some techno. I got a little bit of some hardstyle.
We were talking about genres earlier, and the difficulty behind naming genres.
Yeah. They're probably like EDM. It's like EDM, techno, hardstyle, fun pop stuff. You guys should know it. It should be really easy to sing along, hang out. So.
For sure. Yeah, I just thought that was funny because we were kind of going into that on how like maybe the genre for example, I think Dioro has a genre that he created himself, I think.
Yeah.
And it's called bounce.
Oh.
And
okay.
it's like it's the Dioro genre. I might just be making stuff up.
You made it up. No,
I believe that's your thing.
I believe it.
But then if you look up that song and it's bounce because you're kind of into the scene, and it's like, oh, like that's bounce music. And then you look up the song and you look up the genre either on Apple Music or just maybe different charts that name the song, it'll just be called dance.
Dance. Yep.
Or EDM.
EDM, dance,
And
pop. Yeah.
and it's like, well, how do you know what genre it is? It's just how do you know what genre anything is? For example, trap sounds so much like hip hop.
Yes.
I would say it's like the EDM version of hip hop.
Yep, that's what I thought it was the whole time.
But then there's like trap songs with actual rap
Yeah.
included in the song. Was like, what was that, hip hop or is it trap?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so hard to just keep up. So, no, but that's cool, man. So you're gonna have some. You're gonna do some EDM, some hardstyle. And I think we could get started. We've been.
Sure.
Thank you so much for
yeah.
chatting it up, and
You know it.
and thank you so much for being here.
You got it, man.
So,
Let's get it going then.
Let's go.
Thank you guys for watching.